Pursuit of Happiness, though. Pursuit of Happiness is probably my favorite top five songs of all time. Pursuit of Happiness is my favorite Kid Cudi song. It's one of those records that is just, it's unbelievable how good that song is. It's unbelievable how relatable that song is. I don't know what. When I interview Kid Cudi one day, I'm gonna ask him about that. And I know he's been asked about it a lot, but I want to know like how did you make that? So did you know? That's the question. Did you know that this song would be that one when you created it? Like even after the song's fading out and you hear him drunk, oh, why did I drink so much? Why did I smoke so much? Oh, like you could hear that. Like you just hear the vulnerability. A lot of artists wouldn't even show that side of you, especially on record. What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Flowers. For those that's new to my channel, Flowers is my segment where I like to give some of my favorite albums or just albums I feel lack appreciation. They're flowers. So today, I'm going to be talking about an album that I hate the cliche of saved my life, but this album impacted my life extremely. And my life and many others' lives extremely. Without further ado, today I'm going to be discussing Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon. Or should I say, Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon, The End of Day. This album, I've been listening to it, just going back to it, re-falling in love with it for the past couple weeks. And also, Kid Cudi's coming out with a documentary. Kid Cudi's coming out with a documentary on Amazon Prime entitled A Man Named Scott. And I thought it was a perfect time to just close up my trilogy of Man on the Moon. If you've been a subscriber to my channel and just an all-around follower, you know I did an off-the-wall review on Man on the Moon 2, and I did my Man on the Moon 3, which I all love. But the first one is just it's so special, man. And listening back to it, like I said, the past couple of weeks and going over how impactful it is on today's climate of music and artists, the subject matter on here was just something that we just wasn't used to in hip hop culture, especially at that time. It was that late 2009, 2010. I like to give Kid Cudi his flowers just for the fact of those artists that we see their growth, we see their challenges, we see their ups, we see their downs, and they can still come out resilient, because a lot of cases they don't. 27 Club to be, just to put it in perspective. But to see where he is now and to see where he was then is just dope and amazing progress. And I just wanted to shine light on this album. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help me go up in the algorithms a little bit more. Every little bit helps, and that's pretty much it. Let's get back to it. This album came out September 5th, 2009. That was like a year after I graduated from high school. And if anyone knows, that first year out of high school is probably one of the most hardest, because it's like, what the fuck am I? Who am I? What am I supposed to do with my life? Those are the two main ones. And when this album came out, it was so fucking like, it was a mirror held up that like I felt like, oh shit, I could be seen and I'm not the only one who feels like this, especially in my community. This album is very cinematic and it's put together very well, especially for a debut album. Just to have the acts in it and have Common coming in and out of it, and it just taking your time to craft something great, I thought was dope. And he's coming off 808s and Heartbreak, so the pressure was on, and I think he smacked it out of the park. To start with, here in my dreams, it sounds like a dream sequence, and it brought you right into the mindset of the Man on the Moon, not only with Common letting you know it was towards the end of the new millennium or some shit he said at the beginning. Soundtrack to my life, I thought, always think like, when you get those intros that's like just kind of just intro-y and then the next song is the official song. Soundtrack to my life is one of those, like just from the first line, I got 99 problems and they all bitches, wish I was Jigga Man, carefree living, but I'm not Sean or Martin Louis. I'm that Cleveland nigga rolling with them Brooklyn boys. Kid Cudi was so dope and introduced a new form of, and it could be that Cleveland, Ohio in him, that Bone Thugs vibe in him. But he when Kid Cudi gets on the song, especially back then, you could tell it was something different. It was something that perked your ears up. It was something like, oh, never. What is this? This is kind of different. It's very melodic, but he's rapping. It sounds good. It was just different. So soundtrack to my life is dope. Simple As, I always wondered. I guess it's third track, so that's cool. But I always wonder why Simple As came at that point, like in the album. It always something that got me. Like, why did that? I still love that song, but it always bugged me out. Like, why did that song come right there? Go straight into Act 2, which is Solo Dolo. Man, what's my favorite line? My world turns, flipping the bird to the ones who figure me out. Cass, get how I always love that. No, not the duo. Just his vulnerability at that time to show you like just the isolation and depression that he was in at the time, to say that he doesn't need anyone. Heart of a Lion neck. And my world, and on my world, you know, he's like, as he paints this picture as being this isolated child. And I relate to that just from being the only child myself, when he says, little homie in the room, had no one to hang out with, talk that shit to, just my little homies. I was heavy on my grizzle, and none of y'all really knew about me. Like, I love those small little nuances. Just that Act 2 is like the underdog for me. So you get the Solo Dolo, you get Heart of a Lion, like whoa, 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 whoa. Like that part is just, I'm walking with a heart of a lion. Like my mama told me, don't let no one break me. Like those affirmations at such a young age, and just taking that in. You got to think, we're coming out of the 2009, literally leaving the G Unit era. We in the Kanye 808 era. We in the Lil Wayne era heavy. T.I.'s out. You get that new class of like Wale, Drake, Asher Roth. It was a weird time in hip hop, to say the least. And Kid Cudi broke right through it. And I'm pretty sure, I'll just leave it at that. Kid Cudi broke through. And I'm pretty sure out of that freshman cover, they didn't expect Kid Cudi to be the one. I remember, to skip the Day and Night real fast, I remember first hearing that from Jim Jones. I remember, oddly, for those of people who don't know who Jim Jones is, when he did his remix, I thought it was his song. Like, it was so fresh, it was so new. And then I heard the original of Kid Cudi, and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. I think everybody who has their own like Day and Night story of when they first heard that song's a fucking classic. Like, everything about that song, and even hearing the stories about how he created that song, it's probably still on YouTube somewhere, but it's footage of him talking about how he created that song. I think it may be on Genius. Check the Genius page of that, and I think they dot the Genius as well into creating that song. Kid Cudi already had Day and Night, dun 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 dun. Like, he had the rhythm already. He did the same thing on Sky Might Fall. I remember it was a story, if those who remember it, the way I remember that song being like put out to the public. It was put on top of a Transformers trailer. It wasn't official. It was like an unreleased kind of trailer, but it fit the movie so well. But I remember Kid Cudi talking about it, and he was saying that how he had the melody, dun dun dun, sky might fall, and he told it to Kanye, and Kanye made the beat around that. I thought that shit is dope. Another Kid Cudi classic song that I don't even think gets enough praise. Sky Might Fall is probably one of my favorite Kid Cudi records of all time. That song is just amazing, bro. I let him know something. If you listen up, listen up. I'm telling you, going back and listening to this album, it's not really a skip on here. Intergalactic, I love that record. Just to get that cool side of Cudi, it reminds me of the Pink and Blue flip he did on his first mixtape. You're my tangerine, let's make a smoothie. I think that album's gonna be on streaming service too. Then we go into the last act, Stuck. We get Alive. That's one of the songs I want to see him do live. Alive. Sorry, no pun intended. But I want to see him perform that live, because just that vibe, it reminds me of something that could live on Man on the Moon 2. We get Cudi Zone. This is like the happy Cudi era. So we get the act, we get the live, we get Cudi Zone, which is what's my favorite line? He said, ballin', is this allowed? But I feel like shallow out. Diamonds on the Jesus, peace for style. Back in my city, we ride around. Greet my niggas with dabbing pounds. So if I fall, I won't hit the ground. These are the things that make me smile. Hoping this blunt might burn a while. Just dope shit, man. That's just fucking dope. Like, and another thing I want to point out on here that I liked as well is that how much he talks about his relationship with his father who passed away. Like, I have a dad who passed away, so that aspect as well I related to deeply. Pursuit of Happiness is probably my favorite top 5 songs of all time. Pursuit of Happiness is my favorite Kid Cudi song. It's one of those records that is just, it's unbelievable how good that song is. It's unbelievable how relatable that song is. I don't know what. When I interview Kid Cudi one day, I'm gonna ask him about that. I know he's been asked about it a lot, but I want to know like how did you make that? So did you know? That's the question. Did you know that this song would be that one when you created it? Like even after the song's fading out and you hear him drunk, oh, why did I drink so much? Why did I smoke so much? Oh, like you could hear that. Like you just hear the vulnerability. A lot of artists wouldn't even show that side of you, especially on record. And just to hear that, and maybe because he not came in, but his big break was 808s and Heartbreaks. So that, not big break, but you know what I mean. And that's so vulnerable. So anything after that, it kind of like once you under somebody's wing like Kanye West, at the Kanye he was at that moment, you probably feel invincible with the shit that you could do music wise. And I'm pretty sure he put that battery in everybody put the battery in Kid Cudi back. Plain Pad, Rat-a-tat, Dot Genius, Yay. Like Kid Cudi was, yeah. So I say that to say, what the fuck were you thinking when you made Pursuit of Happiness? Because that shit is still next level to this day and still hits the same to this day. Higher is one of my favorite ones. Higher, I wish he did a song like this on Man on the Moon 3, because Higher, I connect Higher, the end together. From Man on the Moon, from 1 and 2, I connect those two songs together. I think they play the same role, and I love that record. It gives me that Bone Thugs feel, and he starts it with the like he's the radio host and how the grass is frosty and it in a Cleveland morning. I just thought that was dope. For me, the album closes right there, and what a great way to close. Like what a fucking great way to close. Let me get into my best songs. Pursuit of Happiness, obviously. Soundtrack to My Life. I'm trying to decide between My World and Heart of a Lion. Heart of a Lion. I'm gonna go with Heart of a Lion. Worst song? Simple As. I'll go with Simple As. It's either Simple As or I Make Her Say. Either one of those. Best line. Tell me what you know about dreaming, dreaming. You don't really know about nothing, nothing. Tell me what you know about those night terrors every night. 5 a.m. cold sweats waking up to the sky. Tell me what you know about dreams, dreams. Tell me what you know about night terrors, nothing. You don't really care about the trials of tomorrow. Rather lay awake in a bed full of sorrow. That's my favorite. That shit is just hits the heart every time. But let's wrap this up. Again, Man on the Moon saved my life. You know how hip hop just saved my life. Man on the Moon saved my life. It made me feel seen. It made me, especially as a black male, 19 years old, doesn't know what he wants to do in the world, just tossed out there to the wolves pretty much. It felt good to hear another black man, young, just be as vulnerable as he was and spill his guts. And I know in the end, the torture that probably cost him, I'm not sure if it's worth it. But maybe it is, because to see that's why I said it's so great to see where Kid Cudi is now. Like just to see his whole journey from beginning and now. I wouldn't say end, but till now, and he's so transparent with it. He'll tell you when he's feeling down and things are not going as well as he wants them to. And he'll tell you when he's really happy. So like, I love that. And I'll always be a Kid Cudi fan forever. Ever. I'm gonna listen to every Kid Cudi album every time it comes out. I'm just that big of a fan. So I'm happy I could finish my trilogy up. I did 1, 2, and 3 now. I need to finish this because I do need to watch the Kid Cudi doc on Amazon. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to wrap this up right here. Let me know what some of your favorite records that's on Man on the Moon. What does Man on the Moon 1 mean to you? And where were you at the time when this came out? How do you rank the trilogy? Let me know in the comments as well. Hit that like button as well. Hit that subscribe button as well. If you made it this far, thank you. Also, I'll put the link up here. You can check out the rest of the rest of my Kid Cudi reviews. And if you'd like me to review any other Kid Cudi album, let me know. As always, though, flowers for Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon 1. I'm Tatum. Peace.